Mr. Trump, and I hope we don't go down that road.
Over the weekend, moving trucks were at the White House. We've seen others arrive at Mar-a-Lago in South Florida. The president is staying away from public view. In fact, Trump hasn't spoken to President Joe Biden. And, of course, as he previously said, he's going to do a skit inauguration Wednesday. Meanwhile, security is tighter and tighter day by day ahead of Wednesday. Washington, D.C. looks more like a military zone.
He's doing a video.
At the Capitol, where changes over the last few days.
Security is even tighter. There's no barbed wire on top of the security fence that sits in front of the U.S. Capitol. It's still heavily guarded by the National Guard and closed off to the general public. Military vehicles and lines of National Guard troops. It's now new normal at the U.S. Capitol. Francisco Alcide has lived in Washington, D.C. for 11 years. He says he's never seen security this intense, even for past presidential inaugurations.
This is a very pedestrian city. I mean, it's very easy to walk to and from everywhere. And right now, we have power.
You better move out my face while I knock that shit out your head. Here?
Dystopia.
Okay, don't play with me here. Don't play with me, girl.
The city is on high alert after a violent mob stormed the
I don't give a
Capitol
fuck.
earlier this month. This morning, Capitol went on lockdown after a fire broke out several blocks away at a tent near a homeless camp. It happened during the inauguration rehearsal. It was later determined there was no security threat. Authorities say the lockdown was out of an abundance of caution.
I think we can't have something happen last Wednesday happen again. So I think that I think is good.
Officials here in the city are really trying to discourage people from coming out for the inauguration. They've closed down the National Mall and will close some of the bridges connecting Virginia and Washington, D.C. In Washington, Samantha Nine, Fox 13 News.
Now, Fox 13 will continue to follow the developments in Washington. Again, we're only days away from President Joe Biden being sworn in at the Capitol. In fact, that's a live look at our nation's capital right now. Coming up at 9:15, we're going to take you there, where officials are getting ready for the possibility of violence on Inauguration Day. But now, here's a story that's going to warm your heart. It's about telling, or about helping people, I should say. People helping people on this day of volunteering. In this case, strangers are helping a Collierville veteran, repairing his home, fixing his floors, and lifting his spirits all in the process. Fox 13's Amy Spiropoulos is live in downtown Memphis. This is an emotional day on a day of giving. This is the kind of story you like on these days, Amy.
Oh, it is the kind of story you like, Daryl. Good evening to you. You know, it's one of those stories that really just pulls on your heartstrings, and that's why it's so exciting for us to do today, because this United States veteran, Lorenzo Rhines, truly has, he couldn't hardly make it through the interview, in fact, because he got so emotional. He knows, just like everyone else throughout the country and here in the Mid-South, the profound impact that Lorraine Motel has made, and even more, the man who was shot and killed on the balcony you see right here behind me, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Meet Lorenzo Rhines, a United States Army veteran who's lived in the same house in Collierville for 19 years. Rhines worked as a maintenance man at a factory for some 16 years and only called out sick one time. He says the Army taught him to work hard and never complain. It's a little hard to understand Lorenzo because he suffers from cerebral and macular degeneration. Over the years, he went from walking with a cane to a walker, now a wheelchair. His mind is sharp, and he is beyond grateful. A modest man with a kind smile and stories of traveling the world in the Army from 1975 to 1978. He had many friends who served in Vietnam and joined to serve our country when he turned 18. But the years have taken a toll, and now he needs a little help. That help came about 4 years ago. It all started back in 2017 when a group of kids here in Collierville called Little Helpers came across Lorenzo's name. The first project they did, this garage door. They started a Facebook group, and it flourished as a way to help update everyone in the journey to make Lorenzo's dream come true, to enjoy a handicapped accessible bathroom and home in good repair. Well, we thank you for your service.
You're welcome, man. You're really welcome, man.
You're a very wonderful man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Golly, I tell you what, it's hard to make it through that story, you know. He really touched our heart. Photojournalist Kim Walker was out there with me today, and it was just such a great story, Daryl. And, you know, I'm sensitive anyway, and when you start talking about military folks, my dad was in the military, I know yours too, so it really just pulls at your heartstrings because so many people came together to help Lorenzo and are still helping him. In fact, Memphis Flooring donated those floors, brand new, A-Team roofing, repaired the roof along with, and to know that this all started with the help of little kids. That is what just touched me. You know, kids that don't see color, all they see is someone who needs help, and they know they've got to do something. So it's really a great story. We're live in downtown Memphis at the National Civil Rights Museum. Amy Spiropoulos, Fox 13 News.
You know, Amy, the part that got me is not only, you know, just the respect and the reverence that he showed for the uniform as he laid it on his lap, but when he kept telling you, I'm very blessed, man.
Right.
Everything he's going through, everything he's gone through, yet he feels blessed. That has to change your perspective no matter what you're doing.
Big money walk.
Oh my gosh, it just gives you chills. And I mean, the whole time we were there, he was saying thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, just for us showing up and sitting down and talking to him. And Selena, my girlfriend who told me about this story, she texted me and she said, you'll never know the impact you made just spending a little time with this man today. So it was great.
Listen, thank you so much, and Mr. Miles, we salute you, sir. Our GoFundMe page has been set up for him, too. If you'd like to donate, we've got that link on our website. Log on to fox13memphis.com. Distractions, glitchy technology, bad internet connection.
Okay, can you read the problem? Can you say the screen?
It all adds up to lost time loading. Coming up at 9:45. Fox 13 digs into how student achievement has suffered in the move to virtual learning. To get answers from the county's top educator on what's being done to keep kids on track. It's battering loss. Losing lives. Coming up at 9:45. This broadcast is brought to you by
Get the fuck out of that phone! Daryl, don't go to Miss Collins' bushes.
At TNST, we're always trying to help you get more money for your auto and trucking case.
Like a bunch of money that I deserve for my injury.
Call us at 663-7000 because at Nahon's and Heritage and Tribes, we'll work to get you lots.
Do you feel like your prescriptions are too expensive? I know, right? Then it's time to take 10 seconds and check the single care price.
That's right. With single care, you can save up to 80% right at the register.
That's why I don't want to say that again. Why? Because I'm a guy. And I get that. Then don't say what. With single care, you can save up to 80% on your own. Said it again, and you left out right at the register.
Well, isn't that part obvious?
Doesn't matter. You're still not the guy.
Well, I'm a guy.
Let's try it again.
Try what again?
When it comes to safety, who has more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winning vehicles? More than Toyota, Honda, and Hyundai? Subaru. When it comes to longevity, who has the highest percentage of its vehicles still on the road today? Subaru. And when it comes to brand loyalty, who does J.D. Power rank #1 in the automotive industry for 2 years running? Subaru. It's easy to love a car you can trust. It's easy to love a Subaru. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 63 months on the 2021 Subaru Outback.
Double protein and full on sun and new protein bars. And if you want to go pro like Marshawn, don't let anything get in your way. Here we go. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Go pro and get double protein for just $2 a month. Mascot Memphis, so I can analyze your taste buds. So I can bring you the key. Mascot Memphis.
Mask up, Memphis. Protect yourself.
On a day meant to commemorate Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s fight for equality, the United States is facing a very real crisis. The U.S. Capitol is fortified and on high alert right now. Tonight there are 21,000 troops in Washington, D.C. That's where we find Karen Kafa. She's live in Washington. Inauguration week is going to look much different, Karen. You know, we knew it would because of the pandemic, and now we have the threat of domestic terrorism.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, and Daryl, the events of January 6th is still very much on the minds of downtown D.C. has been largely fortified, and some of the iconic landmarks we associate most with Inauguration Day.
Put that ball that way, sit down, girl. You're crazy.
My father always believed in the people of our nation. Certainly, he would be greatly disappointed in how we have chosen to conduct ourselves at this particular moment.
After Martin Luther King Jr. stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial and shared his dream for the future, barbed wire and checkpoints barricade the National Mall, while tens of thousands of National Guard troops stand watch.
We are part of the layered defense to ensure that the bubble that will be around the Vice President and the Vice President-elect and the President-elect, so that we can have a peaceful transfer of power.
But after a violent mob seized the U.S. Capitol, some worry about extremism in the ranks.
There were military people and police who took oaths to defend the Constitution and to protect the men who didn't do it, who were in the insurrection. So it does concern me.
To alleviate concerns, all National Guard troops deployed to D.C. have to go through additional layers of screening.
So they're screened and they're repeatedly screened until they are actually put on the street.
The head of the D.C. National Guard says the vetting process hasn't flagged any issues with incoming troops. Now, as President Trump makes his move out of the White House to Mar-a-Lago, First Lady Melania Trump is saying goodbye.
Be passionate in everything you do, but always remember that violence is never the answer and will never be justified.
And President Trump recorded a farewell video of his own at the White House this evening. We expect to see that tomorrow. In it, an official says he ticks through some of the accomplishments he believes should define his presidency. The White House schedule for tomorrow lists no public events for President Trump on his final full day in office. Daryl?
That is Karen Kafa reporting live from Washington. Karen, thank you. New at 9, President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris have dropped the inauguration playlist. DJ D-Nice and Issa Rae's record label Radio partnered with the team to choose 46 songs to celebrate the 46th president. It's an electric mix, also an eclectic mix meant to reflect American diversity. The inauguration's theme is America United. And that playlist features artists like Led Zeppelin, the Doobie Brothers, and Zal. Also brings back the inaugural playlist. It's available on multiple streaming services and SoundCloud.
Everybody's outside right now with a clear scan on Clearview radar. Those cooler numbers southeast of the city of Memphis. You can see some 30s down near Corinth. New Albany and Batesville are in the mid-40s in Memphis, and that's a pretty common number across the entire region. As we head into tomorrow, we're going to continue to see warm air, but it will then be displaced. We had a very warm Monday, temperatures above average. I expect that's going to be part of the story for your Tuesday. But as this front arrives and begins moving through, it's going to bring showers along with it. Now those raindrops, which are on the edge of us now back in Arkansas, will be on again, off again throughout your Tuesday. Not everybody is going to see those. I expect most of it's going to fall in this corridor south of Memphis in North Mississippi, but I expect everybody to have a slight chance at it. We're going to go through that hour by hour. I'll show you where those raindrops are going to fall. We'll do that coming up at 9:48. Tomorrow morning, expect some rain for that early commute, or if you're out the door to school or to exercise, between 7 and 9. Widely scattered showers and temperatures in the low and mid-40s. Midday temps for your lunch right around 50 to 51 degrees, so we're feeling pretty mild out there. And then the afternoon high near 54. Still nice weather. We do have some showers in the mix, but the temperatures are mild and pretty manageable. Long sleeves usually feel pretty good in that kind of environment. And we're going to warm up even more. We're going to be talking about that as well, going into your Wednesday, Thursday, then another cold front comes through. You get some shower opportunities on Thursday, Friday as well, scattered just like tomorrow's. And a cooler weekend, and your next best chance for rain will be next Monday. By the way, look how these temperatures are bouncing around from the mid-50s to upper 40s, back into the 60-degree range. An unsettled week. Now, here's the good news. Even though temperatures have...
You're damn lying, because I'm right here, motherfucker. I ain't sitting up with no crackhead, goddammit. My shit always.
Marching through here. We do have some scattered shower opportunities.
Yeah, I'm trying to get smart out there. Y'all be smart and get to school tomorrow. Do no damn work.
We'll show you how long it lasts. We'll do that coming up in just about 20 minutes.
Hey, Joey, really quick. I'm being told by Jesse Tisdale, the director of our research and development department, that that artist's name is SZA.
SZA.
I said za, so me and Colton on that one. I wrote the story. I accidentally left off.
And I said no, you ain't gonna put that up. I'm right here. How does that sound like a crackhead?
I didn't say you sound like
you didn't say I said crackhead.
News at 9. Shelby County schools have been closed to English and
It's battling.
I bet you what? Why he on there? He better have his ass on his work. School working for that
Come on. 5 Fox 15 investigates state data that shows troubling signs in education. Plus, there's a push to get minorities vaccinated. Why Dr. Fauci says it's vital to combat the spread of COVID-19.
As we struggle with the challenges caused by this pandemic, we must remember that together we will overcome. Very little has been asked of us, but it's a choice that we all must make every day to keep ourselves, our neighbors, and our community safe. Please wear a mask, avoid large gatherings, practice social distancing. The choice to do the necessary things to save lives is in our hands.
Memphis and Shelby County. Test and get vaccinated. More information visit COVID-19.gov.
I can't get on.
Still your best friend. And now your co-pilot. Still the workday. Just the night shift. Still home sweet home. Just more mobile. Still hard work. Just a little easier. The Chevy Silverado, making life's journey just better.
Get a total value of $5,500 on this Silverado All-Star. Plus current competitive offers with an eligible GM credit card getting additional $750 total values.
You might spend long days growing crops or raising livestock, but you are raising something, planting seeds, nurturing. But one day you realize that anything worth loving is worth protecting. That's when you'll understand the difference between being insured and being reassured.
It's a new year and a new way to buy. Buy today, take home today at Overstock Furniture and Mattress. No waiting, 0% interest, and no credit needed payment options on living room groups from $5.99. No waiting on dining sets from $6.99. No waiting on complete bedroom groups from $7.99. No waiting on mattresses from $2.99. New year, new way to shop. Buy today and take home today. Everything in stock at Overstock Furniture and Mattress. Changing the way you buy name brand furniture.
In your pants. You hear me?
Now, Mom, you gonna pee on them?
You ain't gonna be able to sit down.
You gonna put the pee on them? Stuff them pee.
That's it over here. See that fuckers over there. Get ready to get them on to school. Okay. If you go do school in here, then you ain't going out of here. You want to play? Well, right at your name.
I'm a crawl space issue.
Oh, Shan, we have a problem in our crawl space.
Wow, that crawl space is a mess. I'm sure the old Shan man has a solution.
We can help. With over 80 years of experience, Olshan can assess the problem and find the right solution. Call Olshan Foundation Solutions for a free estimate.
When it comes to solving crawl space problem, there's only Olshan.
This is Fox 13 News. The first confirmed case of coronavirus in the United States was reported 1 year ago today on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. To mark the day, a group aimed at fighting COVID-19 in the black community brought together black clergy and public health officials. That was a private meeting with more than 100 members of the clergy and Dr. Anthony Fauci. And during that meeting, Fauci said vaccinations are the key part of this battle.
We need to get
the overwhelming proportion of our population, 70 to 85% at least, vaccinated. And that's the reason why we're out there making sure that particularly those that are most vulnerable, such as in the African American and Latinx population.
Now, Fauci says the level of the virus in the community will be at the low level if more minorities are vaccinated. Reverend Al Sharpton was also one of the leaders at that event. Jeremy Pruitt is out in Knoxville. The University of Tennessee fired the third-year coach because of an ongoing internal investigation into recruiting violations. Tennessee has also retained a pair of lawyers to aid in the investigation. Former Los Angeles standout Eric Gray was reportedly out of the past few games due to the investigation. Pruitt is not the only coach being fired by the university in the middle of this. Assistants Shelton Felton and Brian Niedermeyer are also out. Pruitt leaves with the third worst record as a Tennessee coach. Still ahead, a former sanitation worker who marched with Dr. King was honored today. How his actions shaped history in the sanitation struggle.
COVID-19 is lowering the average life expectancy while minority groups are impacted the most.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Kiernan, owner and founder of True Balance Health. These are uncertain times right now. Did you know that carrying extra weight is an underlying health condition? It is the best time to create certainty and take back your health. If you want to lose up to a pound of fat a day, call now for your virtual appointment.
Normies, you probably think me whooping that dragon back was pretty extreme. But guess what? That isn't extreme. These are extreme. Just look at the name. And with the $500,000 top prize, plus a second chance to win on the back, good luck getting more extreme than this. Take your fun to the extreme with Extreme Cash Games, only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. If you're looking for a new SUV this winter, you gotta run the numbers. Let's start with 3, as in 3 amazing Toyota RAV4s to choose from. The luxurious Limit, the rugged Adventure, and the extremely quick XSE Hybrid at 219 horsepower. And those numbers all add up to 1, as in America's #1 selling SUV. Now when you run the numbers, you can get $1,250 customer cash, or lease RAV4 for $209 a month. Run the numbers and save. Toyota, let's go places.
New Year's resolutions count and so give your business more than resolutions. Give it solutions. From Comcast Business. Work more efficiently with fast internet and advanced Wi-Fi. Make your business safer with powerful cybersecurity solutions. And stay productive with 24/7 support. Make this year's resolution better solutions. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Get started with internet and voice solution from Comcast Business for $35 each a month. Call or go online today to learn more.
Start the new year off right with a new bedroom from Royal Furniture. Bedrooms marked down up to 33% off. Save $500 on this 5-piece queen set. Your best 5-piece queen bedroom now just $9.99. Plus, save big on these queen bedroom sets. Now just $7.99 each. Don't wait months for your furniture. Our huge in-stock inventory and immediate pickup deliveries come with no interest financing and no money required to purchase during the New Year sale going on now at Royal Furniture.
Tracy Kiernan, owner and founder of True Balance Health. These are uncertain times right now. Did you know that carrying extra weight is an underlying health condition? It is the best time to create certainty and take back your health. If you want to lose up to a pound of fat a day, call now for your virtual appointment.
This is Fox 13 News.
Here at 9:30, COVID-19 is shortening the average life expectancy of people in the United States, and that's impacting minorities the most, we found out. That's according to a recent study from Princeton and the University of Southern California. Fox 13's Jackie Massey is live in the medical district in Memphis. How is this skewing the life expectancy numbers, Jackie?
Daryl, a medical expert tells me it's because COVID-19 is killing the elderly quicker, so this is lowering the average life expectancy number. And he says that minority groups are impacted more by this because sometimes they don't have as much access to health care or they have underlying health care conditions.
It is an acute kind of tear in the fabric of our improvement of life expectancy over time.
Because of COVID-19, the average life expectancy in the U.S. went from 78 years old down to 77 years. That's according to a new study from Princeton and the University of Southern California. Dr. Steve Threlkeld, an infectious disease specialist, says we've seen drops in the average life expectancy before from other epidemics or illnesses, but it's been a while.
In fact, researchers say this is our youngest life expectancy age in almost 20 years.
Whether you kill a large number of people in their 80s and 90s or in their 50s and 60s, all of those contribute to the average life expectancy. So you're going to cut the life expectancy by any process that takes that many lives.
The study also shows COVID-19 impacts the life expectancy of minorities even more. The life expectancy for black people is down about 2 years, and a little more than 3 years for Latinos. For white people, the drop is about 6 months. Dr. Threlkeld explains one reason is because minorities are more likely to have underlying illnesses or less access to health care.
And you disproportionately affect people in various ethnic groups that already are lagging behind, and then you take a larger hit in those populations, you're going to get a larger gap.
He says even though elderly people are more likely to die from COVID-19, it will still impact the overall life expectancy in America. Dr. Threlkeld tells me the best way to control this virus is to practice safety protocols and get vaccinated.
But anytime you have this amount of death, it's a tragedy. And that tragedy is represented in numbers. And if those numbers help get across to people the fact that this is a tragedy and needs to be remedied quickly, and
whatever you want, if bring your time, that's okay. Over there somewhere.
Says this virus is killing a lot of people prematurely, from patients that are 80 years old to patients as young as 35. And he says that people need a social distance and they need to get the vaccine to curb the spread of COVID-19. Reporting live in the medical district, Jackie Massey, Fox 13 News.
Thank you. Another new study shows that people who recover from COVID-19 could have long-lasting immunity after all. That report was in the journal Nature. It shows that bits of the virus do stay in the body even after the initial immune system response. And there seems to be it seems to induce, I should say, production of what are called B cells that bring out more antibodies. Researchers examined the blood of 87 survivors about 6 weeks ago and then 6 months after recovery. New at 9, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson received his first dose of the vaccine today. This is video of the governor giving that shot in the arm. First Lady Susan Hutchinson also was vaccinated. The governor said that he did it publicly to show state residents it's safe and it's effective. There have been more than 4,000 deaths in Arkansas, all blamed on coronavirus. And data from Johns Hopkins University shows that Arkansas ranks 8th in the nation in deaths per capita and per capita new cases. Now, we know it can be hard to keep up with the changing vaccination guidelines, too. That's why we dedicated a special part of our website to the latest vaccine information. So go to our website, fox13memphis.com/vaccine. There you can find out when you'll be eligible for your vaccine shot, how to schedule the appointment, and for answers to several other frequently asked questions. You know, normally there would be huge gatherings to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but of course, things are different right now. We're trying to protect people from this pandemic. Organizers of the MLK Day Parade say that although the gathering may look and feel different with a virtual parade, the clear history will be shared one way or another, starting with honoring a worker who was a part of Dr. King's legacy. Let's go to Fox 13's Tony Sloan. He was there.
Because I just had got out of surgery, and I got to go to different places. I couldn't find a job. It's been 52 years since Elmore Nickelberry marched alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for equal wages and right to the historic sanitation store.
Let's go, bro!
Just talking about Dr. Martin Luther King. I didn't even think that. Then I could see what was going on. See the case of babies. I've got no treatment sanitation. He was one of many who held an I Am a Man sign to change things. Fast forward more than half a century, and he says that he remembers the day like it was yesterday. Monday, he was honored and awarded with a plaque for his actions and helped shape history in the sanitation strike. With tears in his eyes, he accepted the award, along with praises from city and county leaders who say he and Dr. King's legacy holds a special place streets of Memphis.
The principles he demonstrated led to the effective changes that have not only benefited the city's solid waste workforce, but how they strive to serve the citizens of our city. Because of their efforts, because of their fight, we have better working conditions for sanitation workers right here in Memphis, Tennessee.
It's part of the first ever virtual MLK Day parade, hosted by Teamsters Local 667. Normally they would march from A.W. Willis to the Civil Rights Museum, but they say honoring Nickelberry's life and Dr. King's legacy helps us to reflect for a moment, to push forward to a better tomorrow.
We still have a lot of work to do on Dr. King's journey. We must keep the faith. We must stay strong.
That was Fox 13's Tony Sloan reporting. Now, Mr. Nickelberry is 88 years old. And, of course, the parade's organizers are hoping that it will be back to normal this time next year. Still ahead on Fox 13 News at 9. It's been about a year now since SCS students were in the classroom. Coming up, Fox 13 investigates learning loss in Shelby County because of this pandemic. But first, Kamala Harris will make history Wednesday. After the break, we go back to her stomping grounds where the legacy began.
If there's news, if things shift, if they stay the same, you're going to hear it here on 600 WREC. It's what we do, and we're all in this together.
Fox 13 is here to give you the facts and sort it all out. Provide context to the impact coronavirus has had on the business while getting you answers about what happens next and connecting you with experts so you'll have more perspective. Because Fox 13 News is local coverage you can count on.
I would have to hold my back as I got off the rug, but I didn't want to stop sitting on the floor because that's where I do most of my teaching. After I decided my pain was too much, I went to the doctor, and the doctor said it might be my feet. Suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. After I went to the Good Feet store, I realized that you don't have to live in constant pain. They took my pain away.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
You want to make every game interesting? Step 1, open the BetMGM Sportsbook. Step 2, put some skin in the game. And step 3, showtime. TVs, fabricades, RBIs, entertainment. Now you're in the ring with the king of sportsbooks. You know what to do.
Ready, set, go. In the larger-than-life SUVs from GMC. The GMC Acadia, Terrain, and all-new Yukon. Step up to GMC and get $4,000 purchase cash on most 2021 Acadia models. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get an additional $750 purchase allowance. See your Mid-South GMC dealers.
All personal injury law firms are not the same. That means that when you're injured, one lawyer might get great results and another far less. One firm might have excellent service and another's could be terrible. So if you need a personal injury lawyer, how should you choose? As someone who's been doing this a long time, there are a lot of firms I'd never hire, ever. Here's my advice. Do your research. And if you find a better law firm than ours, hire them. There's only one Warrior Morgan.
I just don't have the bandwidth for one business. Seriously. I don't have the bandwidth.
Get up to 20 times faster upload speeds with AT&T Business Fiber. And that was the price of cable. Upgrade and get better internet, smoother video conferencing, and the speed and reliability you need. Up to 20 times faster upload speeds at half the price of cable. Call 844-921-FAST to upgrade to AT&T Business Fiber now.
This is Fox 13 News.
For the first time in this nation's history, a woman will serve as Vice President of the United States. And it'll be a homecoming of sorts for Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. She graduated from historically black Howard University, just down the street from the White House. And she credits her time at Howard and her membership in a historically black sorority with preparing her for a life of public service. Nadia Romero takes us back to the campus where it all began.
The Black National Anthem bellows across Howard University, founded in 1867 for freed slaves. Graduate Vice President-elect Kamala Harris went back to the yard in July before the election.
You could do anything, and you didn't have to be confined by anyone else's idea of what it means to be black.
The first black Supreme Court Justice, Thurgood Marshall, went to Howard, attracting Harris and Howard University Director of Memory Relations, Sharon Strange-Lewis, to attend.
I always feel safe. I always feel like this is where I belong and where all my dreams are possible.
Howard is one of 107 historically black colleges and universities, or HBCUs, founded across the nation.
They were established and started by white abolitionists.
Marvin Burton is the first vice president of the D.C. National Pan-Hellenic Council, the umbrella organization for the Divine Nine, 9 historically black sororities and fraternities created to empower African Americans.
It had everything to do with the seriousness of World War I, the seriousness of social injustice that was happening, inequality that was happening.
Strange-Lewis and Harris, both Alpha Kappa Alphas. Harris joined in 1986. She credits the organization's commitment to sisterhood, leadership, and community for